Hey everybody, John the Other here, obviously. And as you know, maybe you'll be watching this in the future, but as I'm recording this, Black Lives Matter is still a really big deal, and there's still a lot of street violence. There's this white-hot rage and white-hot hatred, and we seem to be having a new age of new racism, and it seems very violent and virulent and full of hate. But there's one part of it that has really puzzled me until today, and I think I finally got a handle on it. I'm going to try to walk through it with you, and you can let me know what you think. And that is the Black Lives Matter, elements of Black Lives Matter and advocates for it, demanding the payment or repayment of reparations, payment for slavery. And this has really puzzled me, and I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, because they're making these types of demands, not just in the United States where there actually was slavery in the past, they're making these demands in countries other than the United States, like in Canada, where there in fact was not slavery. And that has puzzled me. Now, additionally, it also doesn't make a great deal of sense in the United States because nobody alive today either owned or was a slave. Well, not in the U.S. There's slavery in Libya subsequent to the interventions of Hillary, and there's slavery in the Congo, and there's slavery in China. Your Nikes are probably being made by slaves, and your iPhone certainly is. But there's no slavery in the United States, and nobody's alive today was a slave or owned one. Nobody's parents owned a slave or was a slave. Nobody's grandparents owned a slave or was a slave, and I'd be safe to say nobody's great-grandparents owned a slave or was a slave in the United States unless they came from somewhere where there actually is slavery, like Libya, the Congo, or China. And then there's a possibility. So what is this demand for reparations, to pay for slavery? Well, it doesn't make sense to have somebody alive today have money forcibly taken out of their income to pay for something that not even their own actual ancestors were involved in. So what is being paid for? What is being sold? The people demanding to be paid for slavery, they call it reparations. Well, let's look at it the other way. If Congress, let's say this happens in the United States, if Congress passes a law and says, okay, reparations are a thing, we come up with some arbitrary number, some amount of money to be paid to each person. $1 million. I'm just picking that number randomly. $1 million. What are we paying for and what is being sold? What's being sold is, what's being paid for is slavery, and what's being sold are the people getting paid. So, I guess as a new form of economic security, Black Lives Matter is trying to bring back slavery. Okay, yeah. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and as always, have a lovely day.